Selected broadcast start streaming, and I'm going to timer.
Well, or
That's not it. That's not it. That's it.
Or we fly over the road and hope we spot them, but we don't know what we're looking for.
right. My instant fortress, and it's the toll, right? Ding.
Yeah.
Gotta go back and get a bag of quarters.
Here we go, guys.
Or
Live from my basement. It's Thursday night. Woo! Yeah, I love our new camera. I should point at this because now camera can't see it, but on the wall to my right is our TV. As the audience certainly knows that Noel is sticking to the dungeon mastering. However, Noel, second week here, is already had to be half hour, 45 minutes, whatever late. We'll give him some grace. We appreciate him. Appreciate him taking the DM role. However, I'm kicking it off.
Attending to family.
Attending to family. I don't know what he's doing this week. Next week he has graduation for his kids, whatever, fine.
Oh, right.
But this week I don't know what he's doing. Doesn't matter.
Is your kid's graduation really more important than D&D?
It could be argued. No.
The question is, could
No, probably not. Yeah, I have to think about it though. Some people use a wedding though to try to get out of a Thursday.
It's true.
Well, I guess they haven't yet. They can schedule their honeymoon around it and make sure they're in a. They can make sure they're in a Wi-Fi enabled spot and take the evening of their honeymoon. Pardon me. Anyway, welcome to Nave's Maginations presents Shadows and Chains, I think is what he called it.
Oh.
Shadows and Chains. Does it say up there? It does not say up there. Shadows and Chains, a Varinka anthology. Why is it a Varinka? Well, if you would watch last week's video, you would know why. Because Varinka has been kidnapped. As powerful as she is, how do they kidnap her? I don't know.
Shadows and Chains,
Yeah,
or
pretty sure.
also known as Chains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Nice.
Chains, planes.
Chains, Eagles, and carts. 4-strong carts. Yeah.
So when last week we had our initial session 0/1 session 1. We got to meet the new characters. The characters were hired to go find and rescue Varinka, and we were drugged. We figured out who drugged us. We interrogated that guy. That poor guy's still trapped in a slab of stone in the middle of the marketplace. Certainly somebody will break him out eventually. Hopefully he doesn't come back and execute revenge. Whatever.
Let him try.
We're a long way away from that. However, we learned that Varinka was abducted, and we found a secret message that we decoded and figured out what their plan was. Basically, they're going to Dagger Falls, which I've created a video on, and then they're going to Teshwave, which I did a video on and released today. So if you want a little bit more information about those two towns, you can watch my videos. And then they're going from Teshwave. In theory, they're taking some teleportation circle to Mulmaster before they go down to Surlagol and for a public execution of Varinka for daring to oppose the slave lords or whoever they are. And our group has been tasked to stop them. And for the last half hour, as we wait for our dungeon master, we have been talking about talking about how we might catch up to them, and they have their 12-hour lead. One thing I thought we might appreciate is going to Finder, and
Hello.
well, that's Parducci.
He went Chitara on us.
Is that her skin or her
Fur?
outfit?
No, it's her. She's a
tabaxi.
She's a tabaxi.
Oh, this is your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her fursuit.
Okay.
Her fursona.
Or for some.
First
Nice.
nice.
And this, what's the name?
Vernon.
Vernon. And how is this a play on previous names?
His name is Vernon Kakak.
So it's Pig Latin.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Now I didn't think of the Pig Latin until you said it. All right, and then we got
Like what? It's not Pig Latin, but
No, it's not.
it's some play on the name
Some
of
play
a
on-
previous character previous
Yeah.
druid character
right. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't think of it. Yeah.
And this is PR,
Nice.
right? PR, the pier. No, that's
It's
not
French for appear.
it. Or one that urinates.
Yeah. I was thinking of a dock, but okay.
Who else we got here? Oh, I already did that one. And Viller.
Viltor.
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 In the name, I don't think I gave it a T. Is there a T in D&D Beyond?
There is a T in Beyond.
Okay.
It's a word I chose, so.
All right. I think I misspelled it. All right. We'll fix that.
Excellent.
We'll fix that. So those are the characters we have for this. We have 2 druids. Parducci, my character, is monk slash rogue. One of the druids is a druid, paladin, something else. Fighter. And we have Soraya. I didn't put her up. The most lovely of them all. Soraya, our bard, the well endowed.
Hello, Bard.
Hello, bard. All right, so so that's our cast. Now we've been talking about how can we possibly catch up. We did look. Ken looked up that on our map. Jumping back over to Foundry. On our map. Oh, and I could. I go to OBS. Sadness. Game layout. And then now we can see both, which we didn't do at all last week. So here we are to Teshwave, which we believe, based on the note, Teshwave is here. Ken looked up, measured, and said it was 9 days by foot. Now that could be validated by the dungeon master, and they have a 12-hour lead on us, but we have 2 druids.
That's right.
And we're hoping that druids flying can catch up with them.
Flying alone.
Flying alone by themselves. Yes, very much. We have split the party, and
Did we decide? Are we trying to follow the same path as them, or are we trying to cut them off?
that's-
and-
I
when
was
you say
trying to
we,
do-
you mean the druids.
I was, yeah.
Well, really, the whole party.
The rest of the party, who's not with the druids, would be taking the Black Road, the path, because we're going to have horse and carriage.
I guess I meant more. Are we going to the same cities in the same order, or are we trying to?
So that was one potentiality,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is if we don't happen to catch them before Teshwave, we will have to book it down to Cardale and hope that we can get a boat across to
yeah.
Surladol and get there before they do.
Yes. So we were talking through how far is it here? How far can a unladen swallow, giant eagle fly? Doing the trigonometry to see can we intercept and get to Teshwave ahead of them?
Right.
My ballpark math says yes,
Right.
that we could beat them there and screw up the road.
Yep.
Or I don't know if we got maybe our molder, maybe we make it look like rough up this road, make a new road that goes this way, and send them off into nowhere.
We build a choke point.
Or, oh, now
We
there's,
get Leonidas.
okay, now there's
And his Brave 300.
maybe we screwed up, but we leave like a little footpath, so it just slows everybody down.
Right. Sure.
How many times can you do that?
How specific can we be? Or are we just gonna just screw up all the earth for a half mile in either direction?
We have lots of options. We can go excavator with cantrips, or we can go, move earth for 20 feet, big piles, and just totally make it difficult terrain. Right?
I could recruit some animals to come make things difficult too.
As could I. I mean, we could summon our animal army.
There's a whole zoo in the middle of the road.
What do you call multiple beavers all coming at once? Chop down the trees. It's a flock, a herd of cows.
Oh, I thought this was a joke.
I was waiting for the punchline.
I don't know.
Right, we could.
That's what I have that would help. I have a deck of illusions.
Cluster woodchuck? I don't know.
A cluster chuck?
Cluster truck. There you go.
I don't give a cluster chuck what you.
Are you guys familiar with the deck of illusions?
No.
Familiar as in I have seen it as a magic item.
It is a magic
Gosh,
item.
dang it, technical deck.
It's a deck of cards, and you draw out cards, you throw them on the ground. As you do, illusions appear.
Nice.
Depending on which, you draw a card at random, you get what you get. It could be a dragon, it could be an orc, it could be, a way of...
All right, since we're not recapping,
We already recapped.
you already recapped.
I can call it the 4 black bears.
So, okay. So, I can be in my wild shape for 7 hours. I think you said you could do this for 5? Okay. 5 hours,
Short rest.
short rest, and then do it. Is it
It's you can watch it per short rest.
short rest or long rest? I can,
And I thought it was like 3, or is it 3 times?
No, twice per short rest, it says. So there we go.
Okay.
None of my spells last long enough to be of any help. Like, I have haste, but, last 10 minutes.
Look at you.
So,
Oh, well, okay. And if this is right after we interrogated the guy that told us what was going on, I've used one of mine already.
Okay.
So you do 7 hours and then, well, okay. And what short rest is what? A half hour?
Hour.
Or
An hour? Okay.
She's gonna be too much of a distraction.
And if we believe the interwebs, a large eagle can fly for 6 hours. But you're okay. But you're 5. Your wild
right.
shape's 5.
yeah. Yeah.
So the plan is you depart.
Yeah, so we got our.
Now, are we doing? I mean, how what can a giant? Oh, this doesn't change anything.
It's a giant eagle. You're gonna fly
Yeah,
for-
he was talking about turning into something small, and I would carry it, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
You're gonna
help
change
because
back in 5
it'll change
hours, so I
back
get up
5
to-
hours doesn't
yeah.
help. Now, if we're like going Lord of the Rings, right? Can you fly on it?
Ride a large eagle,
Because then
because then one of us could be.
stay as a humanoid and go
Yeah.
for 7, and then the other one flips and goes for. I mean, that's 12 hours right there.
How much do you want to put into the math and figure it out, or just say
So,
we
yeah.
do it?
I think you're right. It's a race. It's a race to catch up.
Right.
Like Dave said, they've got a 12-hour lead, and
Yeah.
you can assume they know their route. They know how to get there the fastest. They know all the shortcuts. That they have a lot of resources available to them.
So I was hoping if we as the eagle flies could beat them to the T place. I still can't read it. Trailways,
Surligor.
So the first place will be
Surligol.
Dagger Falls.
Dragon
right?
Falls, and then the second one is
Teshwave.
Teshwave.
That's right.
So
And you're approaching where the red you are here is. right?
Yeah.
You've left, that's the leg from
Yep.
Redux just below.
So if we fly straight, we buy a little bit because we're going in a straight line and they're not. And
Yeah,
we're
you
flying versus them horse speed.
For sure.
So we're
So,
hoping we could get to Teshwave ahead of them and do something to screw up the road.
you would probably guess they're somewhere around that village or whatever that place is, Rolvadar. That they're somewhere along that point on the Black Road at this point. So if that's where you wanted to try to, that would be where I would think you could intercept them as you try to catch up with them somewhere after that. They've been on the road at least 12 hours, so
Right.
they're tired.
As are their horses and everything else.
So what? So you think we could beat them to Dagger Falls?
I definitely think you two could catch up with them before Dagger Falls. Probably within an hour or two of them getting past Rolvadar.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's
Right?
much sooner.
I mean, maybe I'm doing the math wrong here, but it's probably 4 hours, 6 hours to the Black Road, and then another half a day. So that's 18 hours to Rolvadar. And you would be you'd be flying for 6 direct. So maybe, just after Rolvadar, somewhere around Rolvadar, you should catch up to them.
And is the black dashed line is the black road that goes through the woods?
Yes, the Black Road goes through the woods there to Dagger Falls.
That's-
Some of the beavers.
That's our turf, yeah. That's probably our best bet. We could drop trees on the road and summon critters and all kinds of stuff.
8 black bears. Nice.
With 20-foot tall beaver dam, but by the time
Sure.
they get there, across the road.
So that's your plan. Your plan is to
Yes.
fly for 8 hours,
7.
7 hours straight. You're going to
5 for
stop
me.
before
Okay,
then.
yeah.
Just fly 5 hours, rest, fly 5 hours?
I thought you said you could do 2 and 1 short rest, right?
Right, all right. 5 hours
You
and
could go
then.
10 hours if you wanted
Right.
before a short rest.
Right.
But
I
except for
can.
the eagle poops out. You can,
Right.
because you get a new eagle. You poop out at 7 hours.
Right.
Then you'd have to.
Short rest.
Yeah.
Right.
So then you're short resting. So yeah, you only have to make up a half an hour, 45 minutes after you take a short rest.
Okay, so
Assuming they,
yeah, so we want to get to where the road goes through the forest as soon as we can. Whatever
Yes.
that.
Where's that
that's
takes.
where you plan to intercept them.
Yes.
Well, at least so we don't actually know who we're looking for.
Have you identified the caravan that you're looking
No.
No.
for? These are not the droids you're
So
looking
so
Exactly.
Well, are there any chances there's more than one caravan on the road?
sure, which is why our plan is to just fuck up the road.
But if it's not the right caravan, you're not slowing down the right caravan. You're just slowing down us.
So probably about the time. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you guys make your plan first.
I'd say don't screw up the road until you know which caravan you're screwing up.
How are we gonna know that?
Form of a sparrow, fly in and land on the thing and see if you can put eyes on them. Mouse in
Well,
there.
that's a different thing because now we're stopping to investigate every
Well, you don't know how
group
many.
we see.
We don't. I don't. Yeah. Otherwise, you mess up the road for the wrong caravan, and they're ahead of you. You just messed up the road for us.
But they're not going to be ahead of us
That's-
because he just told us we have the chance to outpace them.
Okay. So you're flying along the road, and you come to a caravan. Ooh, yes. I can go fly ahead of them. Mess up the road. Crap! It's the wrong caravan.
It's just
They're
a
still ahead of
trader.
you. You hadn't caught up to them yet.
It's just a trader. That's going to be a distinct possibility. You guys really need to consider that. How are you going to identify your target? But you guys got good intel from Murom, right?
It's by that big Zentrum symbol they have on the back of their covered wagon, right? And of course, the Zentrum wouldn't have more than one caravan on their smuggler's road.
Smuggler's Road, yeah.
So you want to fly along the road and check every caravan we see, or do you want to go ahead and screw up the road and then we'll check them out when they get here?
Right.
Then you're screwing it up for us too.
Yeah, so you can catch up.
Yeah, and then we get slowed down by the screwed up road because you didn't get the right one.
See, but
We're assuming we can
we
get
can go
ahead of
round
them.
and round about this all you want, Dave. But the man just said that we can either catch or pass them.
Mm-hmm.
But who's them?
Who's that?
I think he's making a good point. How do I, as the DM, like, do I just roll to see if you got the right guys?
No.
Couldn't there be more than one caravan on the bus?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the point, Dave.
Wait a minute,
You're
wait-
not
no,
you're
no,
not
no.
hearing what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to.
You're going to Chicago.
Yeah.
We're gonna go blow up I-55 somewhere near Pontiac.
Yeah.
You and the 600 other people on I-55 are gonna get slowed down and stopped.
But how do you know that I didn't already pass I-55 or whatever?
Because
I
he
mean,
just said we think we can outpace them.
all right. So you're feeling confident that regardless of where they are, you can be ahead of them at this certain point in the road.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Okay. I get that.
And then we check out everybody who comes and
Cool.
scratches their head and tries to figure out how to get through there.
Right.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Is okay. That's
the
the word.
plan.
Okay.
So the plan is to take a short rest somewhere south of Rolvadar there. Take your short rest for an hour.
I
and
mean,
then-
so if we're going, I mean, we're basically gonna be flying over the road anyways. We could
Yeah.
see how many groups we see, but
yeah. So you're flying at night, most of the night, to be honest.
okay. Well,
you
then we
left.
can't
You
see
left
anyway.
early afternoon. You left early afternoon. When you met with Muram, it was late morning. A couple hours to do
Sure.
stuff and get ready,
Okay.
and then go 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I assume you're going to leave in the heat of the day because of time. So you'll make your way. Oh, gosh, it was 5-6 hours to the Black Road. I'm not 100% sure of where Redux is, but you put it there, so it puts about 6 to 8 hours. 6 hours. We'll just say you guys are traveling fast. You get about 48 miles per 8 hours of travel by carriage. I'll give you that. So the carriage will get to Black Road 9, 10 o'clock at night. I think 10, 12 o'clock at night. So
And we'll have to rest.
you'll have to rest. So consider on that while I come back to them. You guys have taken an hour break. We'll say 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
All right. And then
And we are where?
you're still making your beeline. Yeah, I'll put you somewhere just inside the desert of the plains, or the plains in the desert.
Okay.
So yeah, right about somewhere like there.
Okay.
You're reasonably confident you should have at least caught up to them by now. But I think you agreed that you're going to go to the forest and try to create a choke point there, or a stop.
I think I heard him say you're going to fly over the road and not cut off the.
Well.
You going to keep
Yeah.
to the road, or are you going to?
Yeah. Because then we could see at least how many
Mm-hmm.
caravans we
if
see.
there is even more than one.
So that adds
Yeah.
time, right?
Not too much from that angle.
No, they've got to go
It is-
up
it is
and then
a little
over and then down.
Oh, right. And they just fly over the.
They're flying, so they're going to go
Yeah,
faster.
if you fly straight from Redux to the woods, you just fly over the mountain and you cut off that whole
Oh,
triangle.
from Redux? That's where we left from?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah. Never mind the road then. Yeah, let's just go straight there.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
pretty
that makes
confident,
a
I
lot of
think,
sense then.
that you can
Yeah.
cut them off at that point,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. So we're flying to the forest. You guys are at the. You're here, Dot.
All right.
And-
So
Okay.
we're going to cut to you guys at the forest, let you guys do your thing, and then they'll spend their time, what they're trying to do, to catch up and figure out what's going on. So
Okay.
you're going to go to, like, how far into the woods do you? What is it called? The border or something? Border.
Border Force.
Yeah.
Forest.
I mean, I don't know what our sense is versus if we have a map, but just
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, as you're flying over this last leg of the Black Road, I imagine you're going to stick to the road area, just so you can at least see what's on the road while you're flying.
yeah.
Sure.
So we want to get on the road a ways into the forest at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do it at the edge. I want to do it somewhere
Yeah.
inside and make it tough.
Yep.
So you're going to see along the way several camps, and you know, it's nighttime, so you don't really see much unless you get closer. Let me know if you want to stop and get closer to everyone, or are you just gonna?
Camps of travelers who are camped
They're
out.
just
for the night.
caravans camped out. And let me see if I can.
Here, this.
Oh yeah. Oh. Let's see if I pick the right one. There's one.
I do have it paused. You hit space bar if you.
All right. It should be loading for you, Ken. So you know you come across several of these camps. They're very similar. Groups camp together for safety. Do you want to get down there and take a closer look?
But
I'm
they're-
thinking you're like, you know, a couple 100 feet up. So
But as they flew, they'd be very confident that the group they're looking for hasn't even made it to the forest yet. Right?
yeah, I mean,
That was the impression
you
we
tell
got.
me your confidence level. You do the math.
I think. Well,
you do the map.
especially Redux it was like straight east versus
Up and
over
over.
a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Over a mountain, I mean.
Yes. So, as we get into the woods, we see we don't really need to disrupt these people. But
You're just gonna keep going. All right, fly
Well-
over them.
Are they in the woods or are they where is this
I guess-
location?
This is a bad map. I couldn't find a map without woods, but yeah, they find a little oasis with some water.
But the point is this group is not necessarily in the woods. This is
Correct.
This
This
is
is still
camp
in the
along the
desert.
road somewhere.
Yep.
oh,
Still in the
okay,
desert.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to
Maybe
get in,
just inside the plains.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we want to get to the
Before
woods.
the woods.
And even if there are people camped out there, we don't know which way they're going. So
Right.
Yeah.
they might get screwed up by a
And
roadblock
That's
on
right.
the way up.
You'll see them all along the route.
Yeah.
Sporadic. You know, nobody's gonna camp next to each other, but
Do we know the Zent?
code, the signs,
The secret.
The secret hand wave?
Hail screw. Yeah, right. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want to investigate any of these, by all means, just let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah. I mean, with
All right.
presumably, well, we don't know how many. I guess we don't know how
Right.
many there are.
No, you're right. We don't.
They wouldn't be hanging out in a group of 30 people, probably. But no, we want to go
Yeah.
build our roadblock.
Okay. So, going back to the roadblock thing, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to.
Yep.
So you're thinking, like, if we take this, like, right here, somewhere in
That's
the
where
middle,
you guys are thinking,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
somewhere in there is
Yep.
where you'd like to set up your ambush.
Well, I
Or
had
your-
considered that, so that we don't have a map exactly.
I thought we did have one
Of just
forest
woods?
path.
Oh yeah, I think we might, but it might not be the.
Here.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a swampy, but well, it'll play.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's only swampy if you tell.
So yeah, there's some space there to set your booby trap at least. Not booby trap, your blockade.
So
Badly? No,
I mean, that one could be too. if
that'd be
you-
outside though.
Yeah, it would.
So find a spot where the trees are dense, and then are we gonna make a huge trench, or
Yeah. So what?
And
Describe
beavers
your.
knock the trees down? What do you think?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I what I would say for the sake of, again, we want to stop them, but we don't want to make it like impossible for everybody forever, right? We need to stop this outfit,
Okay.
right? So if we go, if we just do the if we just, cantrip excavate 5 feet down, adjacent to each other, and we trench across the main drag here, and drop a couple trees fore and aft, right? I think that, again, and maybe we go, I don't know how long a wagon is, but, maybe we do 4 or 5 foot blocks out.
So are we just trying to,
I can get it.
I mean, we could make it a choke point so they have to get past us.
Right.
Or are we just trying to stop all traffic so our friends can catch up? I was thinking like make it freaking impossible
Right.
so that they end up stopping
Right. Right.
or going very, very slow so our guys can catch up.
Big one.
Right.
Do you know how long that is?
But I mean, if we turn this road into a trench and drop some trees, they're not going anywhere. Right?
Yeah, and neither is
The timer has started.
the other people that get here ahead of
It
them.
may mean nothing, it may mean
Right.
something.
Oh, so you're thinking you want to maybe?
So I'm just saying, are we leaving a choke point like you can get through very narrow file, or are we just roads wiped out?
2 druids set a trap in the woods. Does anyone hear it?
I was thinking we just screw it up,
Yeah.
and then maybe the first people to get there try to do a makeshift bridge or
Gotcha.
go way the hell around or whatever. But
Right. Right, and I guess I'm on that page as far as trenching out to make it
Yeah.
nigh on impossible to get through without
Well,
extraordinary effort.
nigh or impossible? What are we going for here? I'm leaning
Impossible without extra
Okay.
effort, right?
Okay, so yes, we both have mold earth cantrip,
Okay.
so we can just make a huge trench.
Just gonna empty out a trench.
I don't know,
How far deep? How far wide?
20, 30,
Well, we can go. The cantrip works 5 feet deep,
yeah,
which is pretty damn deep.
5 foot cube, right?
5 foot cube, and if we do that, however wide that is, and then some, right?
Oh yeah,
Left
plenty
and
of
right,
distance.
and then fore and aft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so middle of the map, we just make a big ass hole in the ground.
Okay, the hole is what's that? The middle of the road. I imagine,
60?
starting there, 60 feet in every direction.
Is that enough?
It's a
100?
crater.
Sure.
That's a crater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point. And stretching well, and we don't want it to be easy to get around, so it's going to go for
How deep is it?
100 yards in
5
each
feet
direction.
deep?
5 feet deep.
Okay.
And
There's a drawing tool if you want to
60
use
feet
it.
wide.
yeah, well, yeah. So big crater in the road, and also like the trench goes
Left, right.
100. I don't know,
So the pencil.
100, 200 feet each
Oh,
direction,
so you're saying 60 north, 60 along the road and 100 wide.
at least. Because again, we don't want it to be easy to get around this thing.
Right.
Could also use your inflatable castle.
Well, right. It's adamantine, thank you. But yes,
and
you're right.
maybe we'll recruit some beavers to help us do it. Finally.
Well, we each summon 4 black bears. That's 8, and have them patrol the road.
Oh, you're summoning animals?
Well, conjure.
Oh, okay. That's more. I've just got animal friendship.
Oh, see, I can conjure.
But I've just got flame blade, which probably cuts down a tree pretty quick too.
How big of a circle do you want to make?
60.
We said 60-foot crater,
Now, you could have used a spell template for that too.
and then I'm thinking again a trench, a good couple hundred feet in each direction, so there's no just easy walk around this thing.
Maybe use the others. Does that seem to make sense at least?
Yeah.
And you did pick a swampy part of the forest.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so now to get around this, you gotta get your horses and everything through
Muck and
swampy muck. Yeah.
okay, and that lasts forever, right? It's not a spell that
Yeah.
goes away.
We moved
Right,
it.
no,
we
we moved
excavated
it.
the
We've
dirt.
excavated, man.
Okay. So I don't know how many cantrips is that? How many?
As I say, that might take us an hour or two.
Right.
That spell slots or no? That's
No,
just,
it's cantrip.
Cantrip.
That's the beauty of the cantrip.
So every 6 seconds, they're doing another 5 feet.
yeah.
There should be a rule against this,
Hey,
but there's not.
that's right.
Let's say it's an hour.
Oh, animal friendship lasts.
I've
for
already
24
rolled. So, what do you do when it's finished?
We can also, I can also cast animal friendship, which lasts for 24 hours, and I can charm animals. And so I could have them like we could have birds or bears or whatever just harass whoever's coming along the road to slow them down too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So either fly in their face and annoy them, or just lie down in the middle of the road, bear, or just anything they can do to.
So you
Disrupt
spent
the road.
you spent about an hour doing all of this, and then you spend some time finding some animals in the middle of the night,
Yep.
and you charm them, and they have no choice. They do what you.
If a beast's intelligence is 4,
Okay.
if it's less than 4, they get a wisdom saving throw, or be charmed for 24 hours against a 16.
You find 8 animals. No larger than a raccoon.
Okay.
So you can choose any animals you want, but 8 total,
Okay.
no larger than a raccoon.
Okay.
And they are going to harass. They've been asked, hey, protect the forest, destroy and harass anything that comes through here.
Yep.
Anything
On the road.
anyone.
Things that are on the
Anyone.
road. Yeah.
on the road. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You said
Getting their
anyone.
stuff, spook their horses.
Just making sure anyone.
What choice do you have?
Yeah. You've set upon this non-specific.
Yeah. So raccoons, foxes, birds,
Okay.
whatever.
So,
yeah. Harass
yeah,
the
so
people.
that's all
harass the
you,
horses.
right? That's
Yep.
all, yeah.
That's what I'm
And
doing.
I will, because my conjure only last an hour, I'm gonna wait until
Okay.
until we maybe have
People
a sense of
during the
who's
day.
people we care about.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna set up somewhere to see who comes along.
Now, do you two stay here, or do you go back and try to catch up with these guys?
Good question.
I think we stay here.
Yeah.
This will slow them down or stop. And while they're figuring this out, maybe we knock the wheels off their wagon or something, or
Sure.
scare their horses off or something.
Well, and the other thing-
if we find that
Right. Well, and the
identify-
other thing is assuming that this is enough of a physical blockade, then maybe we go rodent stealth and we start checking wagons, right? I mean,
or people might turn around and come back and tell them the road's screwed up and go around.
right.
Or, I don't know.
That's pretty much the only road.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
unless you go off the beaten path.
All right. So yes, the
you're
road.
staying.
We're going to stay in the area.
Yes, and well, yeah, okay. So we could use wild shape to be a mouse or a sparrow or something to try to check out any wagons coming along and
Sounds
see if
like
there's
a
a tied up
plausible plan.
Varinka in it,
Right.
Sounds like a
and
plausible
hopefully slow them down enough that our guys can catch up.
I did not anticipate you making up 12 hours. But I think we can do this still. So you're set up, you've charmed your animals, so now you just gotta hunker down.
Yeah, and so when a wagon or
The group approaches, well,
or something comes that could have a Varinka tied up in the back, we'll check it out.
right?
So what we'll do is,
Now, to be fair, did we did this in the middle of the night?
yeah,
Right.
Did we sleep or are we
you have
Going
not
ahead, we're-
taken a rest other
so
than
we're
short
exhausted?
rest. Other than
Well,
that,
we should
short-
avoid that for sure.
Well, then, so one of us check out the traffic while the other one sleeps.
Sure. Yep, you can do that.
Well, long rest is 6 or 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so we were screwing up the road till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we'll say 4 in the morning. 3 in the
Okay.
morning. Sorry. Wait,
You want
1
first
hour
or
for that. 1 hour for
Yeah.
yeah.
You want first or
three.
second shift and watching the traffic and everybody cursing out.
I'll take first shift.
Okay.
All right, I think
I don't have to reveal myself. I just have to
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to him complain.
Yeah. Okay.
so.
Okay. So I
You're taking a rest,
will. Yeah. Hunker down somewhere.
and you're gonna be on watch.
Yep.
And it.
We will come back to you
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a bit.
Appropriate.
And at some point through all this and wild shaping and all this stuff, you would have probably seen Vernon appear as a lizard folk, and he would have said, "This is the real me. I was appearing as human to blend in Redux, because in particular I'd heard that they prefer humans there, and there was Varinka messaged me something about mass graves of lizard folk. So this is a real man. As a dragonborn, I thought you'd understand.
I do. Take pride in your form, my friend.
I do, just not in some towns like that.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. Well done.
So
Clearly marked.
yeah. So we come back to the heat of the day. It's like an hour into the trip. And you guys are just rattling along a steady, fast
Rolling,
gallop.
rolling,
Not
rolling.
like a sprint, but you got to get this horse through the day. Kind of.
This is back to the first afternoon of travel for
Yes.
these guys. Okay.
Yeah, we're backing up all the way.
Yeah.
See how their day went. So you're driving along for, I don't know,
So-
yeah, go ahead.
Soraya, dear, my companion here, Charlemagne, my scribe, has never ridden a camel. Would you consider riding in the coach with us and letting Charlemagne ride the camel? We'll tether him to the back of the carriage. Never mind the dog.
Never mind the dog. I imagine she has like a little puppy with her, a little one of those. Maybe a little less energetic.
Probably not a dog though. It'd probably be a cat.
Okay, yeah. It is
They don't bark as loud though.
no. Sure, we can trade places for a while.
And then maybe you could play us a song along the way.
Indeed, I was planning to practice my instruments.
So we're traveling.
Yeah, so
We got Mr. Crawley driving the coach. We have Eloise, Cecilia, myself, and now Soraya in the coach. And we have Charlemagne, my scribe, or her scribe, riding the camel tethered to the back of the coach.
describe your coach for me.
Yeah. So it's a pretty. The coach is not the thing I would question. It's, do I have 2 horses or 4 horses?
That's also a question.
So that'll
The
leave
whole
it.
picture.
So I would leave that part up to you. For the size with 4 people and their gear, probably 4 horses.
And a desert condition.
Yeah. So it's a Perdusi in the Choupette persona has an image to maintain, so it'd be a pretty nice coach.
All right. How much would you say Producy would spend on it looking pretty?
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and 4 horses.
4 horses, and they're good looking horses too.
And your attendants, they're in like a uniform.
No, the attendants
Simple clothing.
Simple clothing. Yeah, traveling clothes.
Okay. So about 2 hours goes by, and you guys are moving along pretty good. Like I said, you're not going at a full-on sprint, I assume.
No,
If
no,
you want to change that, let me know.
no. I don't. The sprint doesn't make any difference because we tire out quicker. Go to a safe, a nice, comfortable pace. Not too fast, not too slow.
Good. So yeah, 2 hours go by, and you are approaching what looks to be some sort of tent camp. Small, 5, 6 tents. How do you want to proceed?
So 2 hours on the road means it's mid-afternoon.
Well, it's
Good morning.
it's
We left at midday,
right. So it's
so
like
it's
2,
3,
3
4,
o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. It's really getting into the heat of the day.
Yeah, it's still a hot part of the day. Most Bedine, they're gonna hunker down for the day. They're going, travelers are gonna hunker down on this desert roads.
So we come up to a camp and we see him, and Sarai, you would probably warn us. Or Crawley's driving, and he would say, "Hey, we camp up here. We have some travelers that have stopped along the road."
And I also kind of imagine along the way that Soraya would be, she knows the land, right? So she'd probably be pointing out like,
She's not Christiana.
no, but she is Bedine,
Yeah.
maybe not to the same level as Christiana, but she would be pointing out like, oh, take this little shortcut or this little side road or,
All right.
Okay.
just to keep the speed up,
So what's what
catch
is Sarai
obstacles.
gonna instruct?
So there's a group that is set up. Repeat that.
Yeah. So perhaps you would. Maybe we should take a pause here, and you could go see if they would be safe to. Siesta? What, in the middle of the day? Siesta. Until it cools down and give our horses a little break, and then we'll travel on when it gets cooler. We'll travel maybe perhaps deeper into the evening. Not after dark, but we could travel, until dusk and then set up a camp. But I don't know if it's safe, and I'm thinking that maybe Soraya would.
So where?
So you poked your head out,
Yeah.
and you can see that as you get now 100 feet closer, you're seeing that this looks like just a not well put together desert tent. So, and does not have that hallmark of the Dean. So they're travelers more than likely, is what you're probably going to surmise. I was going to make you roll for it, but I'm like, you live there. It would make sense, you would know.
Would she trust travelers? I'm gonna
Insight check.
Yeah.
Well, I did an insight check.
Well, I know that.
I was also
Yeah,
thinking
I
just
mean,
like
you know your history. Would
character-wise.
Soraya trust strangers?
10.
So it sounds like sometimes it's been true,
yeah.
sometimes it hasn't. Sometimes they're just not useful. Sometimes they are.
I'm thinking she would say they're not Bedine.
So we shouldn't stop here. We should keep
We
going.
keep going.
We can go another couple miles down the road and we'll make our own. I still think stopping in the heat of the day is probably a good idea, but we can go down our ways and make our own camp or take our own pause. Is there a good spot? You've traveled this before. Probably, right?
So
Sure.
you tell me.
Roll a survival check.
Survival. 4.
Yeah, so you go up. I was like, yeah, I know this place up there. And sure enough, the place is there. There's this tree that gives a nice little shade. It's out in the middle of this road, and it just happens to be this little tree. It's just giving a little bit of shade. So you set up, pull over, just kind of just rest.
Get
One
out
of the
and stretch your
attendants
legs.
uses a fan to kind of fan.
Yeah. Cool off the horses. Stretch your legs a little bit. Make a little oasis behind the tree.
So as you pull in,
Give the horses water, I'm sure. The camel's fine. But
as you pull in, you've been here a dozen times before, never had a problem. But the sand is drifted in a little bit more than you realized. And now the wagon wheel is stuck. So you take your rest, but you're going to need another half an hour, 45 minutes to get out.
Well, I mean,
Unless you got some trick to get yourself out of it.
we did travel here, Pardusian, on the Black Road to get here, so we would have had probably have a set of shovels.
Yeah.
We'd have things to deal with that type of occurrence. Pardusi, litter box. That's
It's beneath her.
yeah. But we'd have Charlemagne and Mr. Crowley working at it, unless you have a different way to deal with some sand that's our wheel is stuck in the drifted.
I think I do.
Sand.
Take a look at
Or
spells.
you could inspire our diggers and maybe
I could do that.
Entertain the
Entertain
mood.
them.
Too bad you're two excavating druids down the road.
We're each doing the wrong things, I feel like. The charms, I could be very helpful over there, but I'm not. I'm back here digging.
Well, you get yourself out of it, right?
this is a half hour.
Basically, it's going to cost you time
Yeah.
and a little energy. Maybe the attendants give you a little dirty look because they have to do all that work. But you're back on the road about 4:30. About 4:30.
Okay. So normally in my game, I've been saying sunrise is 6, sunset is 8. It's generally what we've been saying, right?
So you wanted to get going at 4:30ish as
Yeah.
soon as you can.
And
Right,
so-
you get yourselves out of there. And you travel for another 2 hours, and there's a caravan of what looks like a blacksmith. He's got his wares hanging off the side, his tools, and he's driving by. And how do you
Going in the
you
same
just
direction?
Drive by? No, he's going the opposite way. He's going towards Redux. Do you try to,
I
touch
imagine
base
there's a
with
lot
him?
of travelers on this road.
I imagine as well. I haven't any reason to.
Just keep going. All right. Keep going.
You don't
So-
ask him if you've seen any.
Yeah, a sketchy looking caravan.
Well,
Is there any reason to do like an
Where's
insight check
PR?
on him?
I guess I'm with this group, aren't I?
you are
Yeah,
with
I
this
guess you
group.
are, aren't you?
So,
Yeah,
anybody?
all right, he'll wave.
And I imagine PR would probably be riding up with Mr. Crowley with the horses.
Yeah, I think so.
Anybody who can see the caravan is welcome to make a perception check.
I'm in the carriage. I don't think I would see it. I don't know if you're in the carriage with me again,
I would imagine so.
because I had some questions for you, for Soraya.
All right, PR. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah. So as the blacksmith approaches, wave, say
Yeah.
hi,
He gives you.
speak pleasantries.
Yeah, go ahead. Tips his hat towards you.
Hello, hi.
Hey, and he wipes sweat from his brow.
Did you pass a caravan up ahead? We're trying to catch up to our comrades.
Well, I've passed a few caravans. Most of them are on the side of the road, though. Trying to get out. I'm trying to beat the heat. That's the only reason why I'm not beat the heat. Beat the light. The dark from catching up to us. I want to be in Redux by nightfall.
How far ahead is the next one?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody driving for few hours. I saw another camp maybe half an hour up the road. Looked like another traveler to me.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
One question I have for Soraya is, I would tell a story about another bard I had met at some point that they had this ability to send messages over great distances. Don't suppose you have that ability?
That's a good question. I don't believe I do.
Let me try it.
Do you remember what's the name of the spell?
Sending.
Sending? I don't have sending.
That's a shame.
Sending, you mean?
That's a shame. That would have been useful.
I,
Very well.
So the carriage rides
unless I
on.
do not know.
You bid him a
Yeah.
good day, and
PR does.
yeah. So you guys keep going. Sure enough, the next half an hour, you run across another camp at the side of the road. Also looks like travelers, not Badine. Keep going, I assume.
I assume that.
Yeah. How long do we want to push the horses?
It's only been an hour now.
Yeah, I'm thinking until dusk.
Dusk, okay.
I assume if these travelers were Zentrum, you would recognize that.
Like, would we?
I don't know. Would you? I would say you could.
As a
You have
normal
some experience,
citizen of the
right? But these, you would notice Badine right away.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You would notice Zentrum if they were in a group. You know, their behavior would be suspicious, maybe. But they don't typically wear.
Hi, I'm a Centaur.
Right. That's kind
Unless
of
they're in their strongholds,
how,
right?
Like, obvious.
So,
are
like,
they?
you know,
Yeah.
you could expect that in Tesh Wave or Mulmaster, not Mulmaster, Zental Keep.
Are they like groups of men, or are there men and women in
Typically
Centurion,
men
or-
and women, typically humans, also have half orcs, and very rarely an orc involved. There is quite a dwarf population around the Black Road, about further east. But yeah, typically humans are the Zentrum. It's mostly led by. So you guys continue for another few hours. You run across that other caravan that was coming in opposite direction. You guys can do a perception check if you want to talk to them, or you just want to brush on by.
I think we need to keep moving, but I mean, we can
I would
do a
agree.
perception check as we go by them.
Yeah. I would say time. Time is most important at the moment.
Sure.
We at least need to catch up with these guys.
See a perception roll.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fairly confident that it's just a group of travelers again.
All right.
They don't look suspicious to you.
No, that wasn't an 11. That was actually a 16, just so you know.
Yeah. No, good call.
Am I
only
rolling?
saw the number.
Perception check?
If you wanted
Yeah, I do. Because I.
You got like a 25.
Yeah, there's a 7 on the die.
to, it's like 12, 15.
Oh no, better
More
than
than
that. Perception 19.
So when you look at the as it goes by, you glean that it's a pair of poor travelers. They have a lot of cooking appliances and tools of that trade. You think they're just cooks
Yeah, I think
looking for work,
it's good that we keep going.
and they So you guys go on for what's this, 2, 4, 6. You reach the Black Road the next 2 hours. That puts you at 8 o'clock ish.
Yeah, that's about what we said we would.
So
Sun is starting to get low in the night.
yeah, so you're starting to see more and more traffic. Again, mostly just travelers. So you guys just decide to keep moving. I don't see any. What I would say is the traffic is much busier on the Black Road. You're gonna see people every half an hour, 40 minutes.
Maybe just come off the Black Road half a mile and make a camp.
So you're gonna camp at nightfall. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So somewhere just past the Redux.
Isn't that what we should do, Sora? PR, do you agree?
It's not a bad idea to get a little bit of rest. Sometimes when you're traveling in the deep desert, you would
Travel at night?
travel at night and camp during the day.
But you're not in the deep desert, right?
But we're not in a deep desert.
Are we not?
Well, we're
Are we not?
This is
Oh,
deep desert.
maybe we are. Maybe we are. I don't know where we are.
Yeah. I mean, you're not in the dunes.
We
You're
are
on
trying to catch up.
tougher land than actual sand, but
It would make sense to stop and take a break. I'm not sure we. I don't know. Was your plan to?
So
sleep
here's
whole
the
night?
thing. I want to keep going, but I don't want to kill my horses either.
Right.
Right? So I don't know these things.
I would say
Mr. Crawley would. I mean, that's his job.
Right. So 16 hours of running the horses is going to get them exhausted.
And then how long do they have to rest before they're okay again?
8 hours.
Right. And we've been going 6?
You've gone 8. Yeah, you've gone 8 to get to the Black Road.
We've gone 8 to get to the Black Road. So it's 10 p.m. then.
Right.
Or 11 maybe even. Because we said we left at 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were on the.
No, you're on the road.
Yeah, you-
Oh,
Yeah.
we
It
left
was
at
2
all
o'clock.
right.
You had your first encounter.
All right, so it's 8 p.m.
encounter. Yeah.
and we made the Black Road.
Yeah.
And we think we could push on for another 8 hours,
Right.
but then the horses would be
Exhausted.
exhausted for 8 hours.
Yep.
What do you think, guys? Want to keep pushing? We only have one true carriage driver. Unless one of you has vehicles as a skill.
Animal handling.
Yeah.
I believe
I
Christiana
mean, I
does.
don't, but that doesn't stop me before.
I would point out this is not. You can ride the horses and take your long rest.
We have one carriage driver.
Right. So he has to rest.
He has to rest at a certain point. He could probably go as long as the horses, and then he'll take a break with the horses. All right, let's do. Should we do that? Go push 8 hours through the evening.
What was the? So if we keep pushing for another 8 hours, what
The
was
horses are going to be
Done.
exhausted for 8 hours,
Or they
and not
will-
to mention Mr. Crawley is going to be exhausted for
They
8
will be
hours.
at half speed, and they'll be
Well, yeah. So the horses that people
susceptible
are
to
going to need
disease.
sleep. So it's. Do you keep going and do that at 2 in the morning, or do you stop at 9, 10 at night and do it now? Right.
Do we realistically think going into the evening is going to gain us any time? Or should we wake up early so we can leave right when light starts?
I want to participate. Just gonna let you guys talk it out. Use the bathroom.
I mean, it's a hard question.
What are those in time?
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
You got
I
to rest 8 hours either way, right?
the Zentarum are gonna be facing the same limitations with the horses.
But they don't know anyone's following. They might be taking a more leisurely time.
Fair point.
But as natives of the desert, as these Zentrums seem to be, all right, they using this Black Road all the time. I'm taking that as a given. That
Natives is maybe strong.
that
but yeah.
this is the Black Network. They own this road. This is their smuggling path. They're traveling it all the time. They may know that avoiding the heat of the day for travel is a good idea.
Yeah, and they may even have places they can swap out,
Yeah, good point.
animals.
There's only one town on this road between here and the end of the desert. That one.
So I guess I'd put it to the DM when he gets back. How far do we think we are in comparison to?
So we've traveled 8 hours and we've
Yeah.
just made the Black Road.
I don't know what that means. I need a map.
Yeah.
Is I guess what I'm
Can you
saying.
flip us back over to the?
Yeah.
In regards to where,
All right. So the you are here.
Yeah.
That is actually where we are right now.
and
At 8 p.m. dusk.
where did they say they were going?
They went to where the line crosses the trees.
Okay.
And they beelined it from Redux, whereas we're going up and around the mountains.
So how much further is it from where we are to the forest?
Well, we just traveled that far in 8 hours. So it looks like maybe another 8 hours to the...
100 miles.
Well, if I use the logic I just used, Noel,
I'm sorry.
we traveled 8 hours from Redux to the Black Road.
Yeah.
Looking at the map,
Yep.
we're now on a road, and we're traveling... If we travel another 8 hours, it seems like we'll be near the edge of the desert.
Yeah. Yep.
And then maybe another 6 hours before we hit that forest.
That puts you at 17 hours driving, right?
Yeah, so if we go another 8 hours, we'll be at the
Hour
border
break.
at the border of the Anorak. But then we're gonna have to rest for 8 hours.
And by that you mean where the dark and the light change?
Yeah, where
Okay. Right where
Yeah.
Christian is.
Yeah.
yeah. Or we rest now, and we travel our 16 hours, and we're into the border forest before dark tomorrow. You follow that?
Yeah. So here's what I would say. Soraya's not going to make the decision for you. But
Well, Soraya and I are making the decision together with PR.
yeah, let me finish what I'm going to say. Soraya is going to advise. It's ultimately up to you. Your horse is your carriage.
Okay.
But Soraya is going to advise traveling at night in the desert is better.
It makes sense. And probably, yeah, so, but by sunrise, we're going to have to stop for 8 hours.
Yep.
And then we're traveling during the heat of the day.
Yep.
But we actually won't be, we will be, but we'll be in the ride is the name of the realm. And it could be so in my video, the research I did for my video, right, there's kind of 3 or 4 realms here. The ride is to the north. Dale lands, which aren't really mapped,
Daggerdale.
are right here, kind of along this River Tesh. Just south of that is this Cormanther. All right, so there's kind of these 3 realms right here. But once we get out of the Anorak Desert, I would hope that the temperatures aren't near as harsh.
I think it's reasonable.
We would get there in the normal heat of the day. That's about the time we would get to the.
So if we push our horses until 6 a.m., right, then next 8 hours, whatever that 10 to 6 a.m. is 8 more hours, then we have to take a long
Right.
rest for 8 hours. So that's 6 until
2.
2 p.m.
I mean, that's a lot of the heat of the day there.
Yeah, that's part of it anyway. 2 p.m. But we're right on the edge of the desert anyway. So once we travel a little bit, we're out of the desert. So that should help.
Yeah.
And then it should only be another 6 hours. 2 plus we'll be hitting that forest about dusk. Like that plan? What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly.
Speaking of which,
Nothing. It's perfect.
Roll for random encounter.
We finally get a plan, and then
so about 5 hours into the night, once you reach the Black Road, you're driving, you're passing by.
like 3 a.m. ish.
Yeah, so about 3 a.m. ish, you're passing by caravans all night. None of them seem to look suspicious. Just gonna hand wave those.
Are they moving? Or are they?
They're moving.
Camped.
They're not camped.
All right.
You don't see anybody camped. It's like Soraya had said. At night, that's when
Yeah.
you want to be traveling. It's not without its additional dangers, but it's the desert. You usually can see things pretty far off.
I guess what's the moon?
I will say it's a quarter moon.
Okay.
I will say that you you start coming up on another caravan, but typically you're seeing these caravans of 1 or 2. This one's 3.
Three
Three caravans all together in tight formation.
How many wagons would that be?
I'm sorry, 3 wagons.
3 wagons.
I think if a caravan has a wagon, but caravan could be a
There's a group of
convoy.
wagons. Yeah.
So I would say if you wanted to take a look at that one, it does stick out on the surface just a little bit different than the others. This is the biggest one you've seen so far. So maybe some perception checks to see if you see anything, or if you if you don't want to, we could just go right behind.
Perception check. Yeah, absolutely. 24, 23.
Might as well.
Can you just roll a natural 1 so they can have a chance?
14.
I got a 27.
Hey, 27.
Oh,
So
jeez.
immediately, Soraya, you've seen locals, you've seen people from out of towners, you've seen the tradesmen going back and forth, and this definitely feels like there's something off. The canopy itself is pretty average, but the wheels are brand new. The horses seem fresh. At 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd expect them to be at least a little worn, sweaty. It is nighttime, but they're working. So you're picking up on all these little cues that something is just...
And we're crossing.
Yeah, you're approaching. You're probably 20, 30 feet. Of course, it's a tight...
I'm sorry. Are they going the same direction or across?
Opposite, sorry.
Opposite
I'm
direction.
pointing this way, but this way. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And so you have to slow down a little bit, right? So you don't
Yeah, as you kind
spook the
of.
horses, and so you get a chance to get a good look at it. The first one looks like it's all fresh, except for the canopy, and then the other 2 look relatively brand new. I mean, the wood's still got fresh paint on it. It looks in good shape for being through the desert. What you see for the people, you see 2 at each, 1 driver, 1 assistant on each carriage or each coach, whatever. What do you call
Do
it?
they
Wagon.
do they happen? So I don't know about PR or what if he would need it, but a lot of times this caravan, the passenger would have a crossbow out. Do they have crossbows out?
They do have rapiers, and they do have, I would say, chainmail or studded leather. But I mean, that's not unusual
No,
to
it's
see.
a guard. It's a guard.
How many horses do you have?
4. That's what we just.
They
said.
have 2 each.
Would you like 4 new horses?
That would be 6 horses total. But yeah,
Yeah, but 4 new horses. We could keep going.
Are-
Could offer to buy
I'm
them, see
intrigued what
they
the
say.
bard is going to do here. What she has in
I have
mind.
any number of like charm spells. I can, I have keys.
Yeah. By the way, I was reading mine. I oversold it. All I can do is make the animals not want to harm me. I can't
okay,
make them do my bidding.
all right. Thank you for correcting it. It wasn't going to make a huge difference. It was gonna
well,
be
that
nice
is
and
intriguing, isn't it? You
Or-
seem very influential. Perhaps we could work out some sort of trade.
We could trade with them, or
Well, trade.
right. The other thing she's about to propose is, or I can be the distraction while.
I don't. If you're suggesting out and out murder,
No, not murder. More that I would distract them while the horses get swapped.
Unless they're bad guys.
the horse swap. I think it would take
It's
Crawley.
going to be obvious that these horses are different.
I think it would take Crawley quite a little bit of time to swap out the horses.
Okay, fair. However, if they are in a force cage, then. I mean, what? If we hold them captive.
Squirrel.
I wish I was there. I'd be like, I want to see this.
Get the popcorn.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, but I like my horses. So Pedrucci would be going through this a little bit. If you've ever owned a horse, I point to you because there's horses in the family now.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. My son's girlfriend has a horse.
And does your son have a horse?
No.
They didn't buy it.
No, they were talking about it, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the son doesn't have a horse.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah. They were looking at one, but it fell through.
So,
On top of the car?
3 caravans.
We have
The horses
interesting
look
choices
fresh.
of what we spend our
Are we
money on.
gonna go out there and like hitchhike and do the Daisy Dukes on the side of the road here?
Oh, you could
With
parlay
hello
if you wanted
Bard
to.
and hello
You could.
Pussycat.
Cheetah.
Yeah.
Does it, the other thing is, this is a well-traveled road, all right? Whatever we do, we'd want to be quick about it.
Boy, that's a reversal. He's like, I don't want to get rid of the horses, but if we did, we gotta be quick about it.
I mean, if you want to swap the horses, then
All right. PR, what do you think?
Tiebreaker.
We need fresh horses.
All
We
right,
like to make up time.
let's do it.
All right.
We either ask them where they got their fresh horses and maybe get some fresh horses there,
I love it.
or we nicely get their horses.
Nicely.
very nicely.
And maybe they're sleepers and we don't have to feel bad about just taking them.
Well, there's some options. I'm gonna let you
That's my
guys.
favorite song.
this out.
Yeah, so we would flag them down.
All right. So parlay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you tell Stokely. Stokely.
Crawley.
Crawley.
is our.
You tell Crawley, hey, wave him down. We want to talk.
Well, PR is up front with
Oh,
Crawley.
that's true. Yeah. So, how would you go about stuff?
Wave.
You wave them down. Okay. So you wave the lantern. You know, in the universal.
Yeah, set the stage. What time is it? 3 a.m.? Is that
Yeah,
what we
it's
said?
3 a.m. So it's dark. But you see their lantern, they see your lantern. You know, it's the universal ships at sea kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you both slow down. You meet up. They definitely are wary. They're looking around as much as they're looking at you. It's like, okay, do you need something? Are you, you know?
How many of?
Hello,
Well,
friend.
I guess first off, how many? So they have 3 wagons,
Yes.
2 horses per wagon.
Yes.
Yep.
How many people, humanoids, are visible?
You see 6.
Okay, so 2 per wagon.
Yep. Driver and a
Are they?
What,
an
what
assistant.
what did we see in the as far as the wagon? Are they covered wagons? Are they
Yes.
open?
Covered wagons.
So it could be more.
Yeah.
Tall cover or
You
flat
can't.
cover?
Tall.
Okay,
Canopy cover.
gotcha. Just that.
Yep. No, that's a good question. I see it in my head. I just don't. You know, describe it well.
Greetings, fellow travelers. We have
Good evening to you.
been traveling for many hours now. Maybe we could give you a little bit of insight on the obstacles ahead.
While she's doing this, I think Parduce is going to slide out the other side, pull up her cloak,
Okay.
and start checking out the back of each of these wagons so there's no surprises.
Check my notes now. You went like sideways. I'm like, oh, this is going to be really interesting. now Producer's going to do.
No, it's exactly what
Something else.
Parducci should.
Oh, no, absolutely,
would be
yeah.
doing.
This is what I expected.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually has strong stealth as well.
Distract and destroy. No. And persuade.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you,
Where
she can do some destroying.
PR and Storia are very obvious. Like, we're trying to be a distraction here,
Yeah. So you
but not
are.
obviously a distraction.
I'm curious, what do you tell them? What story are you?
Yeah. Let's take care of you first, and then we'll jump to him.
So here's kind of what I'm thinking. We don't have to go through every single. But so she's going to start off with the small talk, build a little rapport, right? Get them talking. Next, she's going to comment on the horses. Oh, it's,
They look remarkably fresh.
Yeah, remarkably fresh. Did you just start your voyage? For the day?
Yeah. We overslept a bit, and we're just getting started.
And where are you headed?
Oh, we're heading to Lork.
Lork. Where's?
Lork is on the other side of Anorak.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do some trading. Good business over there. Good connections to the Sword Coast. Without having to go all the way to the Sword Coast,
You must be part of a wealthy outfit with this many wagons and horses.
And he kind of glanced to the assistant, and he'd be like, "Well, we do all right. Is there something you need? Are you looking to trade?"
Well, as it would be, we were looking for some new horses. I'm wondering if maybe you could point us in the direction, or maybe you could strike a deal.
Oh, where you are now, you either go to Dagger Falls, keep what you got until you get to Dagger Falls, or maybe go back to Redux or the. Yeah, those are pretty much your only options. They got camels down in Redux. You might find some Bedines that are willing to spare some camels for some coin. Usually they're more survivalists. They want tangible things they can use, not money to spend. Well, if there's nothing else.
I'm looking through it, and you can.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you do your thing. Go ahead and give me a stealth with advantage. Because you got the invisibility cloak.
Why don't you just say it works?
Is the stealth that good?
Yeah, so no, it's not as good as my perception, so I'll give you that. And I rolled a 3 and a 7 on the die, but the 7 is still a 17.
Okay. So plus 10 stealth, okay. Alright, well, so you make it to the back of the first
Wagon.
wagon,
Yeah.
and you go to pull it up,
Just take a peek.
but you really can't. It's tied down really tight. So you're gonna cut it.
Yeah, loosen it up just to cut something just enough, a strap or whatever, just so I can take a peek in.
And where do you want to do that? On the side or on the back?
On the back.
All right. And so what I envision is you got this canopy, right?
Yep.
And it comes over the edge a little bit of the
Yep.
frame, and then you've got this other flap that goes down.
Right.
And somehow it's tied inside to
Just
the.
whatever that tie is, so it comes
Okay, so
undone.
just pop one of the ties.
Pop one of the ties.
All right. So you do that, and you look in, and you see two men heavily armed, and they has a shield and a sword, and they're just kind of chilling, relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
But you also see three people who are in chains, and they are dirty, ragged, and they're put off to the side.
Okay.
And along that, you also see other goods, and
Yeah.
you see furs, you see stuff that
Yeah. Okay.
trade materials.
Yeah. Pictures coming together pretty quick here, right? And so I checked the other two. I don't know if you want to go back to him or if we check the other two.
What do you want to do?
Oh, I am. My opinion of this is changing pretty quickly. I want to check the other wagons, but then I think I need to communicate with my partners here, and we might need to find a way to liberate or free these people in chains.
So here's what I'm going to do. So is there one who looks like the leader?
You can't really tell.
Okay, so then I would, through the course of the conversation, I would ask, so, if we're going to make a trade, who's the leader here? Who should I, or if I'm going to propose a trade, who should I be talking to?
You talk to me.
All right, you're the leader of this group?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the leader we're more of a co-op. But, and he
We're a
kind
free
of,
range employee owners.
he kind of sounds like
But all the decisions of the administrator must be ratified at the meeting.
it did pop into my head as soon as I said it.
What retard sending out swords? Oh, sorry. There's no range. No method of system.
And when you're 17, those soldiers didn't look like thugs. They looked like professionals, mercenaries.
So I guess it doesn't matter. Sorry, it doesn't know.
But I would also see that they're not getting out of the back of these wagons quickly.
No.
So are there, who's all, what can I see? 'Cause I wouldn't- I
So
was-
all you can see is those two front guys, and that there are two other wagons.
Each with their own two guys.
You saw that the horse is in good shape. The front two horses are in good shape. You can't quite tell from the other horses.
So nobody's getting out of the back of the wagons.
Nobody else
okay.
is moving. They're
Nobody
just kind of
else.
trusting the guy in the front. At least at the moment, it's only been a minute, 2 minutes. As far as they know, you're just kind of kibitzing, maybe trade. If there's something important,
Ask them if we want to change horses.
You're there, PR.
yeah.
No, I was going to do one
Wait, but
better.
I'm
So,
I'm asking her to ask.
You under your breath.
well,
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Huh?
so Soraya, she always has her like liar with her. So swings it around. It's like you'll have to. What
you hear like an audible sigh from
Yeah.
the,
places to
the
go.
driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she'll basically say, like, you'll have to forgive me. When I'm a little nervous, I like to just fill with my instrument. And as she does that, she's gonna start like strumming a tune, and she's gonna cast Geese.
She's gonna cast what?
Geese.
Oh,
Yeah.
Guys?
Guys. Geas.
Oh.
Gaius.
Gaius.
You place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed a wisdom saving throw, which will have disadvantage on because I'm using my liar. While the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage if it acts in a manner directly counter to the instructions, and it lasts for 30 days.
30 days.
If I upcast it, it either lasts for a year or permanently.
Dang.
I think 30 days is probably sufficient.
Yeah. No need to upcast.
Wow.
So, wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Hold on, I'm pulling them up right now.
Now, you don't know anything about the contents of those wagons yet.
Nope.
She's just after the horses, man.
It makes the person
It's based at high level. It's a 5th level
You said wisdom save.
charm.
wisdom save.
With disadvantage.
No.
Yeah,
It was, what did you have to have?
17.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make that. So, what is the command? Or request?
Trade us your horses.
So, he'll, can you talk to me about the components and what you do with Gaius? How does it work?
It's a charm.
Yes. Do you have to verbally do something? You did this strum with the lyre, but is there some other
It's
somatic
Just
thing
a
you have to
verbal
do?
component,
All right,
but
so- You
Weave it
blended
into a song.
You blended it into your song.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're not doing this.
Yeah.
Going all.
and they do it through their
Poogly, poogly.
And so.
bardic
you know,
activities.
He sighed. You started singing, and he's like, "Okay, we really like these horses, but if you really want them, there's a price for everything. What would you offer?"
She would look over, so
And-
she's
and
still
how
kind of
many
strumming. She would
horses?
look to over to PR, who's standing next to her.
So do you replace all 4 horses? Is that what you're going for?
Yes,
All right.
all 4 horses.
yeah.
And So I guess what I'm getting at
Because
is
you didn't say for free, right? You said you
Huh?
wanted him to
Fair
trade
point.
horses.
okay, that's fair.
And actually, that's more reasonable for the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because if it's like give us your horses for free, and then like obviously everybody else is gonna be like, hey, wait a minute. But yeah,
Right.
it's a what should we trade? What should we trade them in return? She would say to
We've
PR.
got these 4 horses. A straight trade, horses to horses.
I mean, ours are probably very good. I mean, they're tired, albeit
Yeah.
granted, but they're thoroughbred, well-bred horses.
Well kept,
These are-
probably well dressed
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
These are no normal horses we're giving you.
But they do look like
I
they're
mean-
a fine stock.
That's
My
what
compliments to the
Groom.
you could probably hear Crawley.
Sorry,
What
sorry,
am I
Dave.
giving them
I
my?
mean, what's another day?
yeah.
Crawley's not happy.
So you would compliment Crawley for the great skill in his care. He's been given these fine animals, but they do look like they've really worked hard today.
They'll make it back to Roldavar,
Yeah.
but and then you might need to rest for a while. But you're getting these horses are probably twice the value of theirs.
Okay, Parducci.
Yeah. From the
You're probably okay.
oh no, it's not Parducci. That's Crawley.
Yeah, you're going to speak for Crawley.
Crawley's. These horses are worth twice those horses.
So
Yeah, go ahead. PR, you want to say something?
we're giving them a bit of overpayment. It's okay.
I guess one thing I don't
You're going to
quite
put us
know.
behind schedule with these horses. They need to rest. They are better than our horses, though.
You're gonna get.
They
They got another 3 hours in them before they really need to stop for the rest. As do I, guys.
give us 100 gold apiece for the trouble, and we'll call it a deal.
I'm afraid we cannot do that.
All right. Well, he picks up the reins.
Well, he's under basically an obligation, a magical obligation
trade.
to trade.
And
So
you
he cannot.
You said no to the trade.
No, he can't.
Did you come up with a counteroffer?
He can't directly contravene the trade, which means he can't leave without
didn't.
trading us the horses.
He didn't intervene. You did. You said no. We're not going to take your offer.
No, I
You-
said we can't give him the gold, not
Okay.
that we can't trade.
All right. Well then,
So
what would other recompense? Gold talks. In this situation.
what is in the
For us. What would you want?
As this conversation is happening, how long does it take me to check the other two?
I would say it's another 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, so
The
I'm not
conversation.
getting there. You're not learning before this.
Yeah, well, I guess I was wondering, what is there anything in the carriage of value that we can, or is there a chest strapped to the back? I don't know what's in the chest. It doesn't matter what's in the chest. Is the chest strapped?
Stuff for the orphans.
You would know that Charlemagne is my scribe, and he's the keeper of books, and so he would know what coffers we have. If that's what you're getting after.
That will buy you 2 more minutes. So that's 4 minutes now. So 4 minutes on the books.
Parducci's not there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what do we want to actually give them something valuable, or
The 4x value of the horses isn't enough.
Isn't this fun when somebody phrases their order, their commands improperly?
Yeah, well.
yeah, I do.
I'm just having fun
Well,
with you,
and
man.
I guess
You're
one
gonna
thing.
get what you want,
Well,
probably.
one thing I don't quite know about the spell is it one command and that is it, or they're now a charmed and you can issue commands plural.
Can you put it up?
You can. go
Well, it
drag
does
your
say
mouse to the right.
You place a magical command on
Get
a
to the
on
Google.
a creature. So I
all
think
the way to the right.
I think
all
it
the way,
is-
all the way to the right.
Oh.
Bring up the menu. Third one down is Google. Find completely to the left. Okay, or do that.
I think it is just a single command.
If you look
Reading through it.
at the first icon in the middle of the screen, it says Dungeons and Dragons and the hand symbol.
GEAS. Yeah.
Or if you just drop down in the D&D folder across the top, you would. There you go.
You place a magical command on a creature. It must succeed while the creature is charmed. Every time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instruction, but no more than once a day, a creature that you issue a command. I think your command was to trade.
Yeah.
All right, right click
trade,
on the
trade us your horse.
right click on the word charmed, and open a new tab, or read that right there. Just read it.
Yeah. Charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to
Alright.
interact socially. So I'll give you that.
So for any persuasion, I already
If you
have
want a counter offer with something, I'd give you advantage on convincing him to take it.
I mean, it's almost guaranteed to happen then.
Yeah.
Then
But-
do it.
About a
Come up with something
torch.
fun.
So what's our? I guess what do we have to?
I think it still has to be in the
We got-
I'll play you a song for the horses.
Yeah.
What do you
Good
take?
idea.
Do a little
roll,
dance.
roll with advantage.
I'll give your troop a performance in
There you go.
in exchange.
A performance they'll never forget.
They'll never forget.
Shake the money, man.
I want to see what your performance is on it.
That's a 32.
Okay. So it is absolutely. You know what? It's been 2 weeks since I've heard a good song, and
Or seen nice cleavage. Yeah.
what you just did
Woo!
the other day, what you just sung for me was amazing. So I'm kind of intrigued. You know what? I'll forego it. I'll put up the money myself to the other guys to make sure that they get something out of it. If you can perform a great song for me.
So she would.
She would perform.
Oh yeah, she
song.
would perform. I'm trying to think, but
Oh, you wanted to be a bard. You're paying for this. I want to see a song.
oh, I'm not performing now. No way.
No performance anxiety?
Wait, what was that 32? Just
Yeah.
selling it?
Well, that was
Yeah, that was
persuasion
just selling
on the
it.
trade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was the
Convincing me that a
performance.
song
of
would
the,
be worthy of the
I thought
trade.
that was the song. That was.
No, that should be
I thought that was
performance.
the-
But now his
Accurate
performance is to convince the other guys that was an acceptable trade. Right? There's an assistant sitting right next to him with a rapier at his side. And all of a sudden, this driver is making a deal for a song?
Yeah.
He's trading our horses for a song. They are better horses.
I got it for a song.
Got it for a song.
Got it for a song.
From a very good song from a very
So
beautiful
what's your
woman.
performance now? Roll me a performance check,
Sure.
which I imagine will be good.
That's 41.
Not the best. It's 11. It's almost a natural 20, and then it rolled over to the.
Give yourself
two.
inspiration.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I don't think you
I
could
can't.
do that. It's another creature, isn't it?
Bardic inspiration. Yeah, a creature other than yourself.
Well, can I use my luck on just me, or
So the assistant's gonna be like, "Hey, that's not a good deal. I mean, it's a good song. It's only great, but it's definitely not worth 2 more horses."
You know, so here's how I'm going to
What was
explain
his
it.
warm-up song? That was her warm-up song. She hasn't sung in a while.
We've been on a dry, dusty
opener.
road all day, and her throat is a little bit scratchy. And so it's just a little bit. The instrumentation is still pretty good, but the singing
yeah.
is
Yeah.
not her
great.
best.
So you're still having trouble with this assistant, thinking that this is a decent trade.
how do what do the other wagon drivers? There's 4 more people, right?
So we're gonna put a pin in that so that he can continue, and you can kind of come up with a way to deal with him, one way or the other. All right. So back to you. You've flicked the thing. You see the 2 guys in there.
my
Well
eyes
situated.
narrow. And,
You see 3 people kind of huddled in the front of the carriage.
one thing that's running through my head is two drivers, 2 guards in the back, 4 guards to 3 slaves, 3 chained people. That's a pretty hefty ratio of people to chained people. Slave, they're people in rags and chains. Whether
So
right?
you saw that. You're thinking that. You were heading towards the next
I would
set.
absolutely go into the
So nothing you
invisible.
want to do with the first wagon. You want
Not
to move
yet.
on to the second. one.
Not yet. I want to know what else. Who
Same situation.
Right.
I see no reason to expect you wouldn't be as stealthy.
Right.
So you make it there. Same situation. It's tied in. You
Yeah.
do the same
Yep.
thing. Flick it. All right. You are able to see inside, and you see 4 slaves, 1 guard.
In the second one.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gathering information right now before I do something, and now I go to the last one.
Yep. Same.
And as I'm doing the last one, maybe this is when I start hearing singing.
That sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. And what's the ratio in this last one?
So it's 1 guard and 4 slaves.
Again, as I reflect on the slaves, tell me the condition of the slaves. Rags, commoners, muscular.
Commoners. I'd say on the thin side, but not emaciated.
All right.
They're muscular still.
But these aren't like
Not buff.
barbarian slaves or anything like that.
You don't think that they'll put up much of a fight.
The slaves wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, I'm thinking this is a lot of guards for 3.
Yeah.
So 8, and they had four guards plus another 6, 10 guards for 8 slaves, and the gear, whatever's in there could have
Right.
more valuable
There's
stuff.
Valuable stuff there.
There could be valuable stuff in those gears.
Regular trade items. So you've now seen it all. The music has stopped.
Okay.
You hear some grumbling, argument back and forth up front. You might even see one of the assistants, the assistant in the second, in the carriage area, the driver's seat. The assistant is getting down as you're kind of heading back towards the front. So he's investigating.
All right. I'm going to bide my time a little bit with this last wagon.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to wait and see how the driver and the passenger react to her singing. And because it sounds like they're starting to do right? They've struck some sort of deal. And I might even hear some conversation of the other drivers are kind of questioning this leader, guys, what are you doing? And so whatever they're doing, it's working, right? And I'm curious to see, does the driver or the passenger of the driver in the third wagon get up and go to the front to investigate?
So the back 2 do not get up. Mm-hmm. The middle one, the assistant, he is getting down and he is heading towards the front.
There's 3, right?
Yeah.
The first 2 are the driver.
They're having a conversation.
The passenger of the second one gets
Yes.
off,
Yes.
moves forward. But the 2 on this one stay the same.
Correct.
All right. On this one, I'm going to channel my monkish ability.
I forgot. How is it? I go back and forth.
Alt tab,
Alt tab.
command tab,
Command
command tab. And so I have the ability as an action.
Oop, not that
to use 2 key points, and I'm going to cast silence on just. I'm going to cast silence on just the wagon part of the third one, not the 2 guys, but everything behind them will be silent.
Okay. And do you have to make any roll for that?
No roll for that. That's just silence. Like cast. It's concentration spell. 20-foot radius, centered like I said. So it's just the back. So because then I have this. Would you say that the back of that wagon is dark, dim light?
I'd say there's a dim light.
Yeah. So, because then I'm going to use my shadow step, and that little thing. I'm just going to teleport through it. And now I'm going to appear right next to him, and we're going to have a little battle. I'm going to dispense with the guard in the back of that wagon.
Okay.
I hope.
That sounds good.
Are you a rogue?
Monk/rogue, yes.
So you have sneak attack?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So battle.
Well, he said these are beefier than normal guards.
Okay.
So,
All right. Pretty sure I'm not going to go first, but go ahead and roll your initiative.
all right. 15 on the die plus 5, unnatural 20.
All right. So you're going to go first when we come back to you. How do you want to respond to the assistant in the front going, no, we're not going to make that deal?
So
Hey, that was her warm up song. Be nice.
Soraya said, here's what she's going to say. I don't like hecklers in my audience. And she's going to cast Levitate
She's going to cast Levitate
On herself or.
on the assistant.
on the assistant. All right. How's that going to work?
One creature or loose object of your choice that you can see rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration.
All right. Somatic, you have to do some gestures.
It's not awesome concentration, is it?
Gaius is not concentration.
Oh, Gaius is
Yeah,
not.
it's not.
No.
Wow.
Because it's 30 day.
Yeah.
That's why it's a higher level spell, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you cast this Levitate on him.
Yep.
Immediately,
20 feet up in the air.
well, he glides up, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't just automatically go up.
Yeah, he would slowly
Yeah.
float up.
So he's like, and he maybe get 2 feet up, and he will yell out, "Alert! Alert!"
Uh-oh.
And he will pull out his sword, but he can't. He takes a swipe towards you, but he can't get you. I think that's good because, and why don't you go ahead and roll initiative? Because I think you have just enough time to dispatch this guy. Right, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, so you got 10 rounds.
I have 10 minutes. So for the silence?
You have 1 minute before the alert comes up.
Oh.
And everybody starts. So you go first.
Okay.
I'd say the carriages look somewhat like this.
Sure.
Maybe I have to activate it.
Yeah, whatever.
It looks something like this.
We're largely in the theater mind type of space here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I my expanding pole spinning around, 3 hits. 13 plus 10 to hit.
That will hit.
Plus 1 hit. 14 plus 10 to hit. And 13 plus 10. So 3 hits. And then sneak attack. 66 plus 15.
Good lord.
8. 8 is 16. And 6 is 22. Plus 15 is 37 points of damage.
Wow.
Magical damage.
Youch.
You ever rile up a cat and throw it at somebody?
Like what's happened?
So, he just gets smacked in the head, hit in the gut, and then you smash him again on the back of his head, and he goes down to one knee. And then he grabs his sword and comes with a swinging swipe back at you. That was your whole turn there.
Yeah.
First attack is a miss, terrible miss. And then that one is not going to miss, I think. Just double check. He's swinging at you with his long sword. So that's an 18 to hit.
That would hit.
And he will hit you for 14.
I'll uncanny dodge that for half.
Mm-hmm.
So you said 18?
Yes.
All right,
And it
9.
was a long sword slashing damage.
Okay.
Matters to you, I don't think it will. Okay. It is your turn again.
Okay. No longer with advantage and no longer with the snake. I hit twice. And so this is 2d6 plus 10. That's 18 more points of damage. Unless you say the slaves are allies. All right.
They're scared. Spooked. They're spooked. Well, you said 16?
18.
18. Alright, well, his turn to come back at you. First attack. That is going to be a hit. And we will say that was 14. Slashing.
Attacker sees you that hits you with an attack. You can use your reaction to have the attacker's damage. So, yeah, I'll have these.
And that'll be 17.
So 8 and 7 is 15 total.
Yes,
Okay.
you got 2 hits. So
All right.
that'd be 28 half to 14.
14 plus the 9 I already had.
Yeah.
All right.
It is now your
Ouch.
turn again. Oh, wait. I forgot there was something I missed in the first round, but I deal 1 extra die of damage, which is going to be a d8. So you roll that d8 on top. So another 4. Add 4, 2.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. Trying to see if there's anything else I should be doing.
FYI, he is barely wounded. Like,
Barely wounded.
I wouldn't say barely. He's wounded. He's got some cuts, but he's still well in the fight.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we need to make this go a little faster. This time I'm going to use my bolas for the first attack and tie up his feet.
Sounds like an interesting play.
So, bolas, that is a 19.
To hit? Yes.
So that gets him. So then with my second 2 attacks, I will have advantage. Oh, and that was a D4 plus 5 is
Damage?
for the damage for the bolas. So 6 points for that.
6 for that.
Then my next 2 attacks, that's a 27. That is a 24. And that's 2d6 again. Now, since I have advantage, I get my sneak attack again. Because I have the extra tactical advantage.
Okay, yep.
So, 2d6 plus the 3d6 plus 10. So, 12, 13 plus 5 is 18 plus 10 is 28 points more magical damage.
28.
Yeah.
All right, he's pretty wounded.
I would hope.
You would call him bloodied. Somewhere, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more than bloodied.
Bonus action. I'm just gonna move the other end of the wagon.
All right.
So, and now that with his legs tied, he would at least have disadvantage.
I would. Yeah,
Unless he whips out like a crossbow on me.
he could, but he's not going to.
Because that would be fun if he did.
It would be hard. Yeah, you could just turn around and kill him. So he's going to spend his action undoing the bola, getting that off of him, and then standing up. It'll be your turn again.
Okay.
We're kind of in this stare off.
Stab off.
Yeah, stab off. Stab.
Well, as I cough up a hairball, we'll just go back to the 3 attacks without advantage.
PR, you got to roll your initiative too, and you kind of have whatever you're planning for ready, since we're taking care of Dave first.
19 points of damage.
Another
The 19 and 18 to hit, and then it was
I can't
9 plus 10 is 19 points of damage.
add 1 bardic inspiration to my
So
rolls.
plus 19 points of damage.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not in the bardic inspiration.
I've done a crap ton load of damage to this guy.
Yeah. He's pretty bloodied. It's
You
now his
stumbled onto
turn,
the
though.
boss, Dave.
I guess.
The
So-
real boss.
That's a 21 to hit,
Okay.
and he's gonna roll an extra d8. But it's 14 plus another 2, so that's 16.
16, 8, yeah.
And then his next swipe was going to be a 21 as well,
He's rolling good too.
and that one is going to be 21. So 20.
Another 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Your turn. He is given as good as he's getting, at least as he in his eyes.
How's he looking?
He looks bloody. He's ready to go down.
All right, well, we'll do this again. 3 more attacks. A 20, 23, and a 22.
Yes.
3d6 plus 15. 8 plus 15 is
That's just me.
23.
Don't worry about it. No.
23 total?
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
If it had been something stronger.
Oh, man.
What the? Dang.
So you said 23.
3.
He's coming back at you. He's gasping for air, though, as he's swinging. It's a 22.
Hey.
And that's 15 on his first attack. Second attack, natural 20.
No.
So we're going to do 21 plus a d8. So that's another 6, so 27.
Points of damage?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, got to put him away now.
I should hope.
I thought you
I'm
would put him
thinking,
away by now.
I'm thinking producer's like, what the hell?
19 hit?
Yes.
14 or 15?
Yeah, no.
Neither?
14 and 15 won't lie.
All right. 14 points of damage.
He's still up.
No!
If 2 hits and made it, you would have been for sure. But you said 14?
Yeah.
Plus 14. I can't believe he's still up.
Neither can I.
She's got to be a little worried.
100
You could also just kill him. You are the DM.
I know, but then I wouldn't be true to the the NPC that I made. All right, his turn. He's been rolling really good though.
Yeah.
It's a natural 18.
Okay. I think I say another natural 20.
It's like 26.
Yeah, well, okay, he hits. I can take a hit. I can't take too many crits.
Yeah, right.
That's 22 total. And then his
Kill me here,
second
literally.
attack- I'll re-roll that. Look cocked to me. Another one's cocked. 10. That's 18.
Yeah, it's
And that's another 18.
9. All right.
Last turn, I promise, unless you totally fail.
3 misses. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget I have my luck. I need to use that. I'm going to use my luck to re-roll one of these.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So 10, so 20 and 25. So that's 2 hits, right?
Yeah.
For 17 points of damage.
Describe it.
But yeah. So finally bloodied, you know, and
Sweating.
This cat is like, you remember Incredibles when she's slinking all around the guy and he's hit here, finally behind the knee, goes down on one knee and just kind of whacks him on the side of the head. And she starts to breathe.
And its wagon has been silently
Yeah, I know.
rocking.
Yeah.
If the wagon's rocking, don't come and knock it.
I don't know if you want to do a perception check on the guards at all.
What would they have perceived?
The rocking of the
Motion, but he just made it quiet.
Fair enough. But yeah, he made it just quiet.
He
How?
casts silence.
Something like that.
I'd say right about the time
Oh,
that you're
yeah.
finishing up, he's kind of cast levitate,
Oh, yeah.
and things are starting to go funky up there. So
they're
they'll
watching
stand
up
up.
there.
But now that it's rocking, it makes sense.
we did forget my concentration checks.
Thank you.
true.
I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, I forgot them too.
Yeah.
I totally.
No, that's fair. So yeah,
So,
they
finally,
definitely know something's up.
I'm
They don't
gonna.
know there's something wrong in the back yet.
I'm searching for the keys to the chains, and I free the slaves.
Okay, that's your goal.
That's my next. That's what I'll be doing while
All
they're.
right, back to PR and Soraya.
You wanted initiative.
Yes.
It was a 19 for PR.
And a 21 for Soraya.
And for the fighters, they have unnatural 20s. So let me get this. I'm trying to use Dave's. So PR, what was yours again?
19.
19. And Soraya's
21.
21. And the fighters. I have. All right. Well, Soraya will go first. The levitate's gone up. He's taken out his sword. He's yelled, "Alert!" And he's swinging at you. Futilely. You have the first action.
I'm going to do my bonus action first. And I will give... well, can Dave still hear us?
He's in the silence, so no.
Okay. Dave does not get Bardic Inspiration. Only,
It would have been pretty far away anyways. Looking at 40, 50 feet.
it just has to be within hearing.
Okay.
But PR would... So you have a 1d12 you can use.
Catch that? Ken?
1d12. Let me write that down.
That's your bonus action.
For my action, I am going to
What's the
attempt...
inspirational thing you do for me?
She says, look into my eyes. Isn't that inspiration enough?
She will She'll give you a fist bump and say, "We got this."
Coochie, coochie, coochie.
If I had 9 lives, I'm deep into my 8th life.
Alone in the back.
You did not get
Maybe
bardic
yours are-
inspiration because you are in silence.
Yeah.
Digging holes in
So
the
you cannot hear.
forest.
Is
They
levitate
made it
concentration?
too.
It is concentration, yes.
Both your lead healers are miles away. Oops.
Soraya can heal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the she's a little bit of a catch-all.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to charm the charm person on the floating assistant.
Oh, okay. He's already yelled alert.
Right, but if he becomes a friendly acquaintance, then maybe he'll change his tune.
On the flip side, I was invisible. I should have had advantage on all those attacks.
But once you do something with visibility, collective invisibility doesn't hold, does it?
Yeah, it does.
No, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So silence versus that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So she'll like sing a little, song with her lute, and,
Okay.
and try to charm the floating assistant.
You have disadvantage because he's already hostile.
Well, I have advantage, so it's neutral.
Is it
Okay.
dark? I can hold my
So
breath
it's-
for 15 minutes.
So
Do I have to roll a save then?
yes, a DC 17 wisdom failing throw.
All right.
Not allowed me.
Yeah.
And he fails. So he's now charmed,
Little goofy.
which
but-
just means you have advantage on persuading him, right?
The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance.
So how are you going to take this? How are you going to de-escalate the situation? I mean, he's like, wait a minute. I
Yes.
saw you play over it.
Yeah.
I do wonder about that. The way I had set up the Soraya character was she was the house bard at the tavern in Redux.
Yeah.
Which is probably the only tavern with a bard in hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
Anyone that traveled through had probably seen her play before.
That's good. This is probably well known. That's a very good point. I hadn't thought about that.
There's some renown there
yeah.
for whatever that's worth.
So she would say, "You know me. I would never do anything untoward to you."
Just. He's befuddled. He's befuddled. Pull me down.
Let your friends. I'll put you down. Let your friends know we mean you no harm.
Cancel the alert. She's just playing a joke.
There you go.
Hey guys, come on up here and see her. This is Soraya. She's played down at Redux. She does really good singing.
Now, what does it take to? Can I just cancel a spell like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Drop a spell whenever you want.
So with that, I'll.
Unless,
The levitate says he falls.
Yeah, he'll falls.
yeah, unless the spell says otherwise, you can just stop.
Yeah, it's just a concentration. So yeah.
Okay, so he comes back down. He's like, "Well, why didn't you start with that? Who you were?" And
Now, in
I think we can come to some agreement, but I think you're going to have to give us at least a couple, a set, 3 songs. We'll make a
That's
fire.
reasonable.
We'll make a fire. You can-
While we
we can have our
do
personal
the horses,
concert.
you do a little performance.
Yeah.
sure, it has to be done in under an hour though.
Well, it should take. I would think swapping out 4 horses would take less than that.
Yes, just like above the table because that's when the charm spell ends, and he'll know that he was charmed.
But he would also know that he had a pleasant song.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
And the trade's not a bad deal. If these are pedigree horses versus, I don't know what kind of horses these are. They're just fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh.
regular fresh horses.
So
They're going to be
monetarily,
put behind schedule.
it's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
They're going to be put behind schedule because now they have to
Yeah.
sit.
Yep.
And being
they're
8 hours
getting
late in
a-
the Zentarum is not a good thing.
Command performance.
Yeah.
So
This
I'll,
now becomes
A
worth it.
private showing from the beautiful,
Yeah.
charming.
Talented
now it's worth getting latrine duty for a week. You know?
Certainly, let's strike up a fire, and I'll give you a performance.
All right. So, the guards from the first and the second come back. The driver and the assistant from the third one come up, and 10 minutes goes by. I'd say they're saying, "Hey, where's Bill? We haven't seen Bill. He's probably sleeping."
Are we swapping the horses at this point, or what? What's going on?
Yeah. Crawley's
Working
doing
with
the
it.
switch.
Working with.
But
somebody.
you're providing concert and distraction, I think, effectively. You've got two of them in the bag, basically. They're both charmed.
Yeah.
And the others are just kind of like, well, you're the guys on point today. So they're just relaxing and letting you take the fall, letting those two drivers take the fall for holding up the whole thing, and they're just going to enjoy themselves. But Bill's missing. Or what? I said Bill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill's missing.
Well, he's
Who's Bill?
missing out on the
So
show.
Bill's the guy that is
Producing.
killed.
So did the guards from the other wagons get out too?
Everybody else except for that one guard is up front
Oh.
attending this private concert.
So they open the flaps of the other.
Yeah.
What have you?
You know what? That's a good point.
Did you dispose of Bill, or did you just leave?
There might be another distraction.
They did not look, and they have not. The two that were in the third carriage or wagon, they just came up. They didn't
Right.
check on Bill. Bill will come out if he wants to come out.
Bill's a bloody mess in the back.
Where did I find the key? On his person? All right. So I free the slaves, and I tell them, travel south, according to their, you might find safety to the south.
Okay. I assume you do this in the wagon.
In the wagon.
So you're saying,
Oh, good point. I dropped the silence.
okay.
Fair enough. I can't move it, right? So I don't believe I can move it. So I dropped the silence.
There are whimpers. Time to go. Where do I go?
You want to be free? Flee.
That way.
Go that way.
Quietly.
Go as quietly as you can, as fast as you can, that way.
Where are we?
Go. I don't have time to explain. Go as far as you can, fast as you can, that way. And then I with the key in hand, I leave.
Okay.
And then I pull my coat back up and disappear. And I see the guards have all gone.
Oh, come on. That's a good thing about it being lit. It's easier to see. Uh-oh. So,
We don't like our O's. You said crossing the streams was bad.
good thing is that there was 2 fours successfully. That means they made noise coming out. One of them falls getting out. They're weak.
Yeah.
They're not fully strong. And
There's music playing over
they
there.
bang. But the good news is the soldiers rolled a 4, and they're all pretty mesmerized by Soraya singing.
As they should be.
Yeah, right. And rightly so.
Yeah,
Beautiful
10
woman
minutes.
singing to them in front
And
of
so
a fire.
They might get back to
that
you.
goes without delay. Crawley finishes a little bit early. And you guys hop back in just to kind of tidy this up. And you guys get on your way as quickly as possible, I assume. Do you tell Soraya what's going on before you leave? Or
Did he
do
free
you
the other
attend
2 wagons?
Do you come out and attend the concert? Yeah. I'm sorry.
What do you do?
I
during
assumed
the
you went and tried to
performance?
free the second one
Yeah.
successfully.
Yeah.
And did the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. I should have made you roll for that because there's
Yeah.
no silence anymore. So go ahead and
Does he have to pick the locks?
do stealth. No,
He has
'cause
the keys.
He took the key.
Well, is it all the same key for
We'll
all
have to
that?
find out.
Stealth. 19.
All right. Yeah, that's good enough. And so you put the key in and it works. And you open up. You tell them the same story.
South.
They do a better job of getting out. And I would even say maybe Crowley or someone of the attendants sees some figures
Mm-hmm.
moving out into the dark. But nobody sees you. You make it all the way back into the.
Well,
there's
I got.
plenty of
I
distraction.
am invisible.
You're invisible. There's plenty of distraction.
I'd pull off just in time for them to see. Then I'd pull it back up.
Yeah.
So with the 28, do I see her going between the?
Sure. Yeah.
So I would weave a bardic inspiration into one of my songs for you as well, and you feel inspired.
Nice.
You guys
You
get back
have a
into
D12 for one of your checks if you need it.
12?
1D12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So free the slaves, and we're busting a move.
Before they,
And
yeah,
you're
because
trying to get
like
down the
you
road.
would be like, ready to go. And,
Yeah.
and that, and
With
that's
those
the end of my
with those
song.
fresh horses.
With those fresh horses.
Zoom. Yeah, get the hell out of Dodge.
I apologize. We are in a hurry. We have places to be. Thank you so much for all your
Horses.
kind and gracious hospitality.
All
on
right.
Horses.
All right. A thieves' curse, though, she would have peeked in the bags. So she's quite wealthy, so she's not tempted by
Right.
much. But
Sure.
if there'd been
Bags of gold.
a quick glance of
Natural 20. One for each.
no,
What I get. Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
Nothing-
They're just simple. Treasure.
nothing I care about.
Yeah. You might have found some treasure that one of the soldiers was
Yeah,
hiding.
yeah, that's
was
fine.
the only way.
Okay,
And that would have been a gem.
yeah, yes, probably. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Back down the road.
Yeah, damn quick before they go back to their wagon.
So we still have 10 minutes. Go back to them.
Yeah, so I would love to start an encounter with you guys. But it's going to be 3 weeks before.
We're just too good.
So remind me to start with you guys next time.
Okay.
I have the encounter sitting here ready to go.
Oh,
We just need to.
okay. So that my text is because I had not caught the fact that we were supposed to have rare and uncommon items. So
I did notice.
I was shopping and sent you what I picked out. If you're okay with it.
Are either of them legendary?
No. No.
These-
A rare and two uncommon.
And they're straight off the list, not homebrew.
What are they?
As long as they're not like broken homebrew, I don't care. But I'll look at them.
Yeah, a necklace
Beads.
of prayer beads, a cloak of protection, and
That's
dust of sneezing and choking.
Fun.
Okay, I didn't see all that. Oh, okay.
Which I imagine is like pollen.
It's like
For you.
What's the cloak of protection?
it is
Plus one.
boosts your armor class and saving throws.
Saving throws. And uncommon is dust of sneezing and choking. I love it.
Which is a poof, and everyone around me
I imagine
is
it's like
choking and sneezing.
it's like a poison ivy, like pollen
So the
bomb.
prayer beads you get to use once a day or
Each one's once a day.
once a day.
And I rolled, so I only got 4 of them.
I like how they're flavor.
And-
they're flavor appropriate.
And the thing with that dust is it normally affects you too. But
Ah.
lizard folk can hold their breath for 15 minutes.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's why I thought it would be a good one for us.
Great.
So
Good
fighters are no joke. That's not
Yeah.
even. That's not
Yeah.
even one of the better ones.
Oh, oh my goodness gracious!
So keep that in mind. That was a 10th level fighter.
Wow.
And how many times did you hit him?
A lot.
I don't. Over 100
It's a
points of
boost.
damage.
Yeah.
So I went online and I found him. It's a page
Yeah.
built and
No, that's
100
fine.
153 hit points.
Wow.
Well, there's other ways
So-
than killing, as
Yeah.
Soraya.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm
Yep.
impressed that you pulled that back.
Yeah.
I was very
Like,
interested, and I'm sorry it took a little longer because
No, it
I
was-
thought that was really cool
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it.
It
worked
was,
out.
yeah.
I'm glad I got it.
And that,
kinda
I mean,
got
that's
you
part
guys-
for a high level bard. That's exactly
Yeah.
it. You're going to put on a show and
You pushed it right
distract
to the edge there.
Oh yeah.
Distract
Yeah.
the whole
Going
army
back to
while
levitate was hard. I mean,
Next week, Noel's not going to be here because somehow his kid's graduating 8th grade.
I
is
know.
more
I know.
important.
Lack of dedication.
That's ridiculous.
So, do we want to do something? The 5 of us? I can run in one shot, perhaps, but it wouldn't be
Yeah,
these
or-
characters. Or here's what other thing I might propose. I have the game Hero Quest, which is much more board game-ish. or we can bring out the. Ooh, we could bring out the Mansion of Madness again, which you weren't here for.
I was there for that.
Oh,
And
You get it up in
It's-
up at your camp.
it's kind of like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like
Yeah. I think, Christian,
the haunted house
you were
on the
telling
hill.
me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
House
it's
on the
kinda like
Haunted
that.
Hill.
We
Yeah.
could also do that. That's one of my all-time favorites. Is
Well, then you'll probably like this map.
okay.
Now, we will have to figure out how to make it work for you, Ken.
I mean, we've got a camera here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
We can at least describe it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a camera above I can put on the table. So
just
that,
point it straight down, and
yeah.
then he can call out his moves or whatever.
all right.
and-
So
And then then we're gonna.
The
the,
following
the
week.
following
2 weeks.
the following
Right? It's following
2 weeks from tonight, the two of you are gone, which leaves the four of us. Which we could do that again if we are so interested.
So then we'd have the 30th and the 6th. Then I'm gone the 13th.
Of June.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, one person missing we usually play anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, but who knows by then what we figure out.
Yeah, and then we've got. I think it's like the third week of July
You're off.
we'll be going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, we'll probably all
In
summer
August,
vacations.
I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks as I go to a Gen Con and then I go to a wedding. So good stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll play Mansions of Madness next week. That'll be good. Play a different scenario.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, so jumping back over to the video, that was our game for the night. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's going to be 3 weeks before we go online again for a game. So see you in 3 weeks. Take care. And just exit. Will work.